It's time for my Week 9 college football top 25. A ton of changes from last weekend, so let's get into it. Number one team in the country has to be Ohio State. I don't think there's another team that has a real argument to be number one outside of the Buckeyes. Indiana is a strong number two, though. Same with Texas A&M, both still undefeated, both some really nice resumes and wins that have aged pretty well. Bama and Georgia at 4 and 5, I think, is the only place to have them with how they're currently playing. You do have to hold back Alabama a little bit for that loss over Florida State, but in terms of the quality of their wins at this point in the season, I don't think any team in the country has a better series of wins than Alabama. It's outside the top 5 where I think my rankings get a little controversial. I've got BYU all the way up at number 6 now. They've won 3 road games this season. They just got a nice win over Utah, and they're still undefeated. Same with Georgia Tech, still undefeated. Strength of record for BYU is 5th in the country. Georgia Tech is 7th. I think it's easily justifiable to have them there. With Ole Miss and Vanderbilt, their best wins are over LSU, which is a team that has faltered down the stretch here a little bit with those losses, and they both also have a loss. Yes, it's a high-quality loss, but at this point, I'm willing to respect the undefeated teams over them. Oklahoma's a similar conversation, a team with some strong wins, but they do have that loss baked in there to a Texas team that hasn't been super stellar the whole year. In fact, just got tested versus Kentucky. Sliding after their upset losses in Miami and Texas Tech. They're not terrible losses, but I don't think their resumes measure up very well compared to these 3 SEC schools and the 2 undefeateds that are up there as well. So they dropped to 11 and 12. Some of Miami's high-quality wins early in the season over Florida and Florida State haven't aged super well. I'm going to stand my ground with Oregon. They do get a dominant win over Rutgers, but Oregon does not have a quality win. They have no resume to stand on right now. Yes, they have a competitive loss to Indiana, which is a good loss, but in terms of quality win, I think all of the teams above them have a better win than Oregon has thus far. Rising up, we have Missouri, Virginia, Louisville as well. Louisville kind of getting stopped by a Virginia team that they lost head-to-head. Cincinnati makes a nice jump. South Florida and Notre Dame continue to move up, but they continue to rack up quality wins. Texas as well, going up a little bit despite having a scare versus Kentucky. LSU and Tennessee both dropping after taking another loss this season. And then I've got Houston in the top 25, a team that's been playing well, has a solid resume, 1 loss to Texas Tech on the year, Tulane into the top 25, and then Illinois in that conversation. I'm going to put them back in my top 25 as well. I think they have a solid and underrated resume. And then in the just miss category, Arizona State back on the radar with their win over Texas Tech. Utah does have the head-to-head there, so I couldn't put in Arizona State and not have Utah in there. Michigan just in the outside as well. Broncos back in that combo. Their only losses this year to South Florida and to Notre Dame. And then USC after their loss. They're just in the outside. Their resume is not terrible, but another loss gets them out of my ranking. So let me know down in the comments, what do you think of my updated top 25?